Good morning and welcome back to the Experts.com files. I'm Nick Rishwain. Today we're talking about the meat smoker explosion case. This is the one that the voters decided on. I think my voters are mostly born in the 80s and 90s because if I add explosion to the title of one of the polling items, you just rush towards it. I think you're used to 80s and 90s movies. The firm in this case is one who has often used our services. They were looking for an engineering or failure analysis expert who was based in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where this case took place. The case involved a vertical meat smoker, propane meat smoker, and it was a brand name. I'm not going to share the brand because this was like 10 years ago. The meat smoker exploded due to a possible defect or a leaking propane line or propane tank. That's what they suspected was the defect, this leaking propane line or a defective leaking propane tank. And naturally, this arose from an injury. There was the person who was smoking the meats, was next to the propane tank, and was injured when it exploded. Now, the particular model had been subject to a recall a few years before this accident. So although they reached out to Experts.com because they needed an expert to testify, what they really needed originally, or at first, was they needed an engineering expert, somebody who knew failure analysis, to go out and inspect the tank to see where the defect may have, to see where it may have been defective. And finally, this expert would have to tell them whether or not a propane shutoff valve would have prevented the accident. And that's what we did. We gave them an expert in the Bay Area, and that's where we were out of the case. Anyway, stay tuned. A couple of days, I'll put out the poll for the next case to cover. Talk to you soon.